never thought I'd be the kind of woman who second-guessed every glance, every silence, every late-night walk into another room. For 11 years, my marriage had been a constant in my life. Not always easy, not always perfect, but steady, dependable, and rooted in love. Or at least that's what I thought. But in the past 2 months, everything shifted. It started small, the kind of changes you notice only because you've memorized the rhythm of someone else's existence. My husband, let's call him Daniel, grew different, distant. He was hot and cold, snapping at me for no reason, and then rushing to apologize. His mood swung like a pendulum, leaving me dizzy and unsure of which version of him I would come home to each night. "Why are you always on edge lately?" I asked him one Tuesday evening as I set down plates of pasta on the dining table. He didn't even look up from his phone. His earphones dangled, and the blue glow lit his face in a way that made him look like a stranger. "I'm not on edge," he muttered, "just tired." But it wasn't just tired. The more I tried to reach out, cooking his favorite meals, suggesting a weekend getaway, even just asking how his day was, the more he seemed to pull away. He'd shrug, give one-word answers or worse, silence. And then, the little dagger that pierced me deeper than I expected. "You never say you love me anymore," I whispered one night, my voice small in the darkness of our bedroom. His body shifted beside me. "I do. I told you yesterday. Maybe you didn't hear I lay there staring at the ceiling, listening to his even breathing as he drifted into sleep. And I wondered, was this the end of us? For weeks, I tried to convince myself that it was stress, that marriage wasn't always passion and sparks, that we were just in a rough patch. After all, we'd survived rough patches before. We'd argued about money, about work schedules, about family pressures. But we always found our way back. This time felt different. This time, it felt like he wasn't even trying. One Friday night, I came home early from work. My head pounded with nausea, and my body begged for rest. Daniel fussed over me at first, almost too much. "Go take a shower, babe. Get in bed. I'll handle everything. I need to head out later to a friend's place," he said quickly, pressing a kiss to the top of my head. Something in his tone made my stomach twist. We had always shared our locations with each other, not out of suspicion but convenience. It was how we made sure each other was safe when traveling. So when I curled into bed and opened the app, my breath caught. His location was off. A cold wave of panic washed over me. Daniel never turned his location off, not once in 11 years. I sat there, staring at the screen, my heart thudding so hard it echoed in my ears. My hands trembled as I padded into the office and opened his computer. I told myself it was wrong, that I was betraying his privacy, but betrayal already hung in the air like smoke. I checked the synced maps. He wasn't driving toward his friend's neighborhood. With my pulse hammering, I opened his Facebook. I had his password. He'd never hidden it from me before. Maybe that was part of what made it so cruel. And then the messages appeared. Words on a screen, sentences that shattered the fragile trust I'd been clinging to. Flirty exchanges, confessions of "I miss you," jokes that weren't ours to share. And then the dagger. "I love you." Not to me, to her. My chest caved in. The world blurred through my tears. My body shook as I scrolled, my breath ragged, until I couldn't bear to see another word. I grabbed my phone, snapped photos of the messages, and sent them to him without a word. He didn't reply. He didn't even come home right away. When he finally walked through the door, his face was pale, his eyes wild. "You went through my stuff," he spat, defensive before I even opened my mouth. "You lied to me," I screamed, my voice breaking. "You told me you loved me, and then you told her the same thing." The house filled with the sound of our voices clashing, raw and unfiltered. He admitted it, admitted everything. The resentment, the loneliness he felt, the way he thought I didn't listen anymore. "Are you kidding me?" I cried. "You come home, shove your headphones in and scroll TikTok for hours. You shut me out and then you blame me for not listening?" His face crumpled, but I was too far gone to stop. Rage, heartbreak, betrayal. It all poured out of me. And then, when I finally fell silent, drained and shaking, he whispered, "She listens." I didn't mean for it to go this far. I didn't mean to hurt you that night. I almost packed a bag. I thought about walking out the door and never looking back. But my reality held me in place. Our finances, our history, the life we'd built. And beneath all of that, the faint, stubborn thread of love that refused to die. We stayed up until the sky began. To lighten, the fight giving way to something else. Conversation. Real conversation. For the first time in years, he stripped away the walls and spoke with raw honesty. He told me he had ended it with her, that he didn't want to lose me, that he was broken too, and that this had been his pathetic, selfish way of filling the void he didn't know how to talk about. I didn't forgive him right away. How could I? My heart was shredded. But as I sat there watching the man I had loved for over a decade crumble into tears, I felt something shift. The next morning, he booked us marriage counselling. He told me he was already seeing a psychologist on his own, something he had hidden from me out of shame. It wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something else. Something harder, messier, but maybe stronger. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if trust can be rebuilt. But last night, as he held me and whispered, "I love you," with tears streaming down his face, I believed him. And today, for the first time in months, I feel something I thought I had lost: hope.